there ain't no stopping us.
Hey guys, what's up? Jeff here again to orient your fitness in the right direction, and today I just want to go over knee ligament injuries in general and just give you some general information about them and how they occur. So essentially within your knee, you have 4 major ligaments, and you got 2 cruciate ligaments, those are within the knee itself, and you got 2 collateral ligaments which are on the sides of your knee. So let's discuss the cruciate ligaments first. So let's talk about the one that's more commonly injured, your ACL or your anterior cruciate ligament. That's within your knee, but more so on the front part. And your ACL, the main function of it is preventing your tibia or your shinbone from traveling too far forward on your femur or your thigh bone up here. So your ACL prevents this forward motion of your tibia like that, going too far forward like that. And that's the main function of it. So it can be injured through things like sports where you get a direct tackle. It could be injured through you planting your foot and then twisting directions rapidly. Like if you're running, for example, and you're twisting your body really fast, you could injure your ACL if you do that. And other ways that you could get an ACL injury would be if you had a big muscle imbalance between your quadriceps and your hamstrings. Your quadriceps are on the front of your thigh bone. They help to extend your knee straight like that. Your hamstrings are on the back of your leg. They help to bend your knee like that. So your hamstrings bend your knee. And many people, they have a big muscle imbalance between their quads and their hamstrings. And this isn't good because if your quadriceps are far too strong, they could really extend your knee out like that while you're running. And then that could potentially lead to an injury over time. So you want to correct a muscle imbalance if you have that between your quadriceps and your hamstrings. And finally, if you have something like genu recurvatum or hyperextended knees, where your knees just hyperextend naturally like that, that could lead to an ACL injury over time, because when your knees are really hyperextended like that, you're stressing your ACL. So that's another way that could happen. So let's discuss the PCL now. This ligament is injured much less commonly than the ACL. This stands for your posterior cruciate ligament. The main function of your PCL is preventing your tibia from going too far backwards on your femur. So that's the main function of it. So the main way this ligament's injured is through a traumatic incident, such as a car accident, for example. So say you're driving and you have your knees bent like that, you're sitting down and you have a head-on collision. Then if your tibia is forced backwards like that really fast, your PCL is stronger, so it takes a lot of impact, but say a car accident, it goes back straight like that, then that could lead to a PCL injury right there if your tibia is forced back like that. So that's the main way PCL is injured, traumatic incident. Now let's talk about the collateral ligaments on the side of your knee. So let's talk about the one injured more commonly. That's your MCL, or your medial collateral ligament. That's on the inner part of your knee, so it prevents your knee from going in like that. This ligament can also be injured in a traumatic incident, like a football tackle. Say someone tackles you on the outer part of your knee and your knee is forced in like that. That could lead to an MCL injury. Or, for example, being in a genu valgum or a knock-knee position could also lead to this ligament getting injured over time, because if your knees are in like that constantly, just because, say, you have too weak of gluteus maximus, the main hip external rotator, your gluteus maximus externally rotates you if your knees are always in like that, then this can lead to that ligament being stressed, and it could get injured over time if you have knock knees. Now let's talk about the LCL, which isn't injured as frequently as the MCL. Your LCL, or lateral collateral ligament, that's on the outer part of your knee there. And this ligament prevents you from going out like that with your knees, out like that to the side. It goes from your femur there to your fibula bone right there, the smaller bone there. And this ligament could be injured once again through a traumatic incident, such as a football tackle on the inner part of your knee's forced out like that, or some other impact there. Or it could also be injured over time through you being bow-legged. If you're bow-legged, your knees are going to be out like that. That's more stress on your LCL. So that could be how that ligament gets injured over time. So that's pretty much me going over those 4 knee ligaments briefly: your ACL, PCL, MCL, and LCL. And that's just briefly how knee ligament injuries happen. If you're struggling with that, you should probably go see a physical therapist in person. But I just thought to go over that briefly with you guys. Anyways, it's been Jeff once more, orienting your fitness in the right direction. If you like this video, thumb it up, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'll leave another video showing general knee stretches in the link below. You can go check that out if you want. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.